It's time for a cup of coffee with Will and Chris at Slumberland Furniture. From Slumberland Furniture in Osage Beach, here are your hosts, William Holtz and Chris Schneider.
What's going on, Lake of the Ozarks? It's time for another great week of a cup of coffee right here at Slumberland at the Lake. I'm your man, Wild Will, and right here we got Unky Chris. Where are the shades, man?
I left the shades in the car, man, because I'm too cool for school. I don't even need those shades.
And we finally have rain for the first time in what seems like
that's right.
forever. All right, it's a huge week because we have the big election coming up Tuesday. We'll talk about that, what's on the ballot, showing your polling precinct, and give you some pretty cool endorsements. Camden County Sheriff makes a pretty big announcement in regards to an FBI audit on your conceal and carry permits. Got a lot of support on that. We'll break that down. We'll also taste the lake at Carmelita.
Oh man, that was good.
I'm still feeling it.
That was good. We need to make that a daily thing, man.
I'm with you. You'll see, but at the end of that day, I had to wheel my fat butt out of there. We're also going to talk about a couple cool events at the lake, one of which will have Dr. Paula Brown on set to talk about her event, that and a whole lot more on this week's Cup of Coffee. But first, our man Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland at the Lake.
Hey everyone, Daryl Cunningham with Slumberland Furniture at the Lake. In the middle of our 55th anniversary sale right now. Too many deals to tell you about, but what I can tell you, there's some awesome savings and interest-free financing for 36 months. Come check out our 55th anniversary sale at Slumberland Furniture at the Lake, where we're bringing happy home.
And love the folks here at Slumberland at the Lake. Actually got to sit down and talk with Joe Ray, the owner, and she's going to be helping us kind of design and piece together our new offices.
Wow.
So pretty exciting.
Daryl just came over and said hi to us.
We love Daryl, man. We love the whole staff here at Slumberland. Great people. And of course, where else would you rather go to get furniture, your bedding, your home decor? And you notice we always have a new lake map or something behind us, but what I thought was cool is check out the globe that's basically a lamp. That was kind of cool. Yeah. Hope that Aunt Michelle doesn't see that, because she's going to have you take that home.
She's got one of everything already, man. So, hey.
All right. So as we move into local stories, Chris, I've said it. I believe that Tuesday's election is the most significant, important election in the history of Camden County, and it is coming. And so on today's show, we're going to show you real quick. We're going to look at the precinct, the polling locations. You got to know what precinct you're in and where you'll go to vote. So we put those on screen right there. And Chris, you and I were talking. I will be at Sunrise Beach, 2 Kent Memorial Lutheran Church to vote. I'm a proud card-carrying Camden County registered voter. Yeah. And I'm ready. I'm not going to tell you who I'm going to vote for, though, but I bet a lot of you out there could probably guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and we know our polling place, same place that we usually vote. I think there was one time it was at a different place, but yeah, so look that up. Where did you find that so that people can find that?
This is on the Camden County website. Actually, it's really easy to find almost anything. Not only did I find, and you can see it right here on screen, Andrew does a great job as you look at the Camden County website, there are numerous resources that make it really easy, including a sample ballot you see here. Super important to know what's on the ballot. I have actually, before I started to be a little more involved and let's just say educated and diligent, I'd go in and see the ballot for the first time. I knew what candidates I was going in to vote for. But looking at the ballot ahead of time is helpful, so you can kind of see everything that's on there, from your senators to your auditor at the state level to your state reps in the different districts. But more important, locally, the ones that we've really been talking about is the circuit judge for Circuit 26, Division 2. Of course, the incumbent Kenny Hayden and Fozzie Simon, the challenger. Of course, Associate Circuit Judge Division 4, Michael Gilly is running unopposed. But another big one, Chris, Associate Circuit Judge Division 5, Heather Miller and Ryan Bridges. That is a very contested race.
Yeah, big race. And we know both those people. We've, seen them at socials. It's one thing about the local socials, the chamber socials. Man, I tell you, those politicians show up before the elections, trying to get a few extra votes. And so we know them. That ought to be a really interesting, a lot of interesting races. I was most surprised by, I think there's 21 people on the ballot running for U.S. Senator This is the primary for a Republican, I believe. 21, including, I think Eric Schmidt has jumped in the lead in the recent polling. You got Eric Greitens in there and a whole bunch of other names. That's going to be interesting.
It is going to be very contested, kind of wild. And then as we look back at the other locals, presiding commissioner, of course, a lot has been said about the incumbent Greg Hasty.
Yep.
And if you look back at the forum that took place Monday, that's on demand now on Lake TV demand platforms. We've got it on Facebook. It'll be on YouTube and Roku by the time you see this. All 3 parts back to back to back, so you can find those there. 5 names for presiding commissioner. Got to be a close race, it looks like there. Of course, Roland Todd, the clerk, running unopposed. And then circuit clerk Karen Clopton, Kayla Henry, recorder, and then the list goes on and on. But the other big one that we have heard a lot of talk and very contested is for the prosecuting attorney, Rochelle Christensen Grosvenor, and Caleb Cunningham, the incumbent.
Yep.
A very heated race, probably going to come down to the wire. But this ballot is super important. And besides the nonpartisan issues that are on the ballot or questions, Osage Beach Fire Protection District asking for the sales tax increase. You could vote yes or no, and then Sunrise Beach Fire Protection District Proposition Fire, they call it, so you vote yes or no. But a big ballot, a lot of things on there.
A lot of things.
And as I said, you could go back and watch that forum and hear from a lot of those candidates. And some of these candidates got some noteworthy endorsements as we got closer to this Tuesday's election right around the corner. One of which was the Lake of the Ozarks Fraternal Order of Police endorsed Rochelle Grosvenor Christensen for prosecutor, which is a big endorsement. Kind of ironic, though, because her challenger, the incumbent, she's really the challenger. He's kind of run his campaign on local law enforcement support and backing the blue, so would have went hand in hand if he had got that endorsement,
well,
but he did
was
not.
Even caught on tape saying, you know, everybody in law enforcement loves me. They should build a statue to me and everything. And now local law enforcement comes out against his opponent, which is pretty fascinating. That's been a really...
And that could have had a lot to do with that endorsement, not to take anything away from Judge Grosvenor Christensen, but that could have had something to do, because I do know there was a lot of the police municipalities, the departments that did not take kindly to those comments that were leaked. So that was a big endorsement. And then another endorsement for Judge Christensen for prosecutor was the mayor of Lake Ozark, Dennis Newberry, came out and he endorses Ike Skelton for Camden County presiding commissioner and Rochelle Christensen Grosvenor, candidate for Camden County prosecuting attorney. And he said this in his letter, which is not on city letterhead.
Right. He got in trouble for that the last time around.
Mayor Newberry definitely super diligent, not going to make that mistake again. Dear citizen, on August 2nd, Camden County residents have an opportunity to make a tremendous advancement with leadership. Our current presiding commissioner and prosecuting attorney project an image that is anything but who we are as citizens of Camden County.
Boy, that's a strong comment.
I hope you have been watching the grassroots efforts that both Ike Skelton and Rochelle Christensen Grosvenor have undertaken. I certainly have. Ike and Rochelle, you are an image that Camden County residents can be proud of. It is a humble honor to endorse the two of you this August 2nd, Dennis Newberry. And again, this endorsement is on behalf of Dennis Newberry and is not an official act of the city of Lake Ozark. But that is a strong endorsement and some strong words.
So he specifically endorses two, Rochelle Grover Christensen and Ike Skelton, right? Those two. And Ike is running, there's like 5 in there, but it's mainly him and the incumbent Greg Hasty, right?
And Chris Franken and Lydia Porter have some support, and they're going to get a lot of votes. Chris Franken, the former presiding commissioner in Camden County. So, I mean, it's close. But yes, he comes out and he endorses Ike Skelton, who has really made some headways. Tell you what, he's been working hard. And it is going to be interesting. I know who I'm voting for, and I will be eager come Tuesday to see who gets elected in all of these close races.
Well, and you know how important this race is, because you've seen some of these people's signs up on the side of the road for 6 or 8 months getting ready for this election. That's how important it is for some of these people to win. It'll be interesting to see how that all turns out, if all of that pre-planning, pre-thinking will help some of those candidates or not.
Yeah, this has been one of the hardest hit campaign trails for our local elections that I ever remember seeing. You're right, there's been signs for a while, and really there's rules about signs going up within a certain distance of the county, and so the ones that you've seen would have to be a certain distance away, and they would have to be on private property. But there are rules that these candidates have to follow. We do also want to mention you can see all 4 parts of my Mic'd Up podcast with Nathan Rennie. Of course, he is someone locally who has been very unhappy with the transparency and the things going on in the county. He's been banned. That was lifted in court, and then he's got an ongoing lawsuit with the county and presiding commissioner Greg Hasty in the office. So we have 4 parts of that series. We sat down, and you can watch that on YouTube and on our Facebook page and on our Roku channel. So don't miss that. Some very interesting findings in that.
And on Lake TV at 9:02 in the evening, 12:02 in the mid-afternoon. You can see that. And then I think the Election Tuesday, you get to see all 4 in both those hours, at noon and at 9, all 4 of those segments.
Nice.
With you and Nathan running. So that'll give you some heads up. And 2, remember that forum that we had on Monday the 25th with all the candidates
It's out there
talking
now.
about what they believe, what they're running on, blah, blah, blah. You can see that on what, YouTube?
Yep, the YouTube, Roku, and Facebook, as we told you earlier. You want to go back and watch that. So as we move ahead, another thing with local government, something that was very unpopular with the locals was the FBI had announced they had planned to run some conceal and carry audits with local sheriffs. Well, a lot of people saw our sheriff, Tony Helms, come out, but before we get to his letter that he announced, it was just ironic because on the 13th of July, our Attorney General, Eric Schmidt, had already come out, as the KC Star reported. Schmidt, a Republican who is running for U.S. Senate in the upcoming August primary, wrote a letter to FBI Director Christopher Wray on Wednesday criticizing the agency for overstepping its authority and violating Missouri law. He called on the agency to cease the planned audits. This is not going to happen, Schmidt wrote in the letter. I will fight you tooth and nail with all of the resources that the people of Missouri have given me as their Attorney General. In a news release about the letter, Schmidt's office painted the planned audits as illegal attempts to harvest concealed carry permit information from Missouri sheriffs. The release said that the office became aware the FBI was planning to travel to Missouri to audit sheriff departments across the state. So basically, our Attorney General, who is over our sheriff departments, already said, listen, you're not gonna do this. I'll fight you with everything I have. And then 5 days later, actually 6 days later, Sheriff Tony Helms comes out and writes a letter, and you see it there on your screen. He doesn't allude to the fact the Attorney General had already protected the citizens of Camden County, the citizens of Missouri. But so you see this letter, which was a great PR move. We've already heard a lot of people locally say, hey, did you see the letter that Sheriff Helms put out? How great is that? I mean, it is great had the Attorney General not already come out and said that, because the Attorney General says that there's really nothing the sheriffs can do at that point. He's over them. And if Sheriff Helms is claiming that he could protect the locals and the residents of Camden County against the federal or state government, I think we already have an example of how well he did when the feds came in and raided Mr. Skelton's business months ago, and Sheriff Helms didn't know about it and couldn't do anything to stop it. So this to me looks like a PR move. I mean, I'll pat you on the back, Sheriff Helms, because it's great, but our Attorney General had already done that.
Yeah, it is a very wise political move from Sheriff Helms to do that. I mean, like you said, it had already been done by his boss, so he didn't really have to, but you know, he was smart politically to jump out there and do that because it looks good and everything.
It looks good if the locals don't see that he already did that.
That it had already been done, absolutely. But you know what? It's good that at least these guys and others around the state are stepping up against overreach from the federal government. Good job, man. I mean, Missouri has really done a pretty good job of that in recent years.
We just love to see it be on their own accord and not necessarily because they feel like there's political gain. They feel it's the right thing to do. All right, so as we move ahead, let's look at our series, Taste the Lake. Uncle Chris, we got an opportunity to go into Carmelitas in Laurie last week. It's off Highway 5, like I said, in Laurie. They're open Tuesday through Sunday at 11 a.m. They're only closed on Mondays. And we started with the queso dip, and it only gets better from there.
Oh my goodness gracious, this stuff is so good, man.
He hasn't stopped talking about it.
I'm telling you, I go to Carmelita's a lot. I love Carmelita's, and one of the reasons is Lake TV is always on in Carmelita's, you know, so I can go in there and watch Wild Will on the TV while I'm stuffing my face.
Yeah, the only person that's on Lake TV more than Wild Will is Hunky Chris, and we loved it. We got a queso dip. It was awesome. Oh. They got the glass bottle Coke, you know, the Mexican Coke with the cane sugar. So I had to.
You were doing that. I had to test out the margarita. You know what? I love me a strawberry margarita. And
we saw how much you love that. He's a lightweight. He was sinking in the seat by the time.
That was good.
That was great.
That was
so
delicious.
for dinner, I had fajitas, Carmelitas. There was steak, chicken, and shrimp. It was amazing. There was so much. I took a lot of it home because between all the chips and salsa and queso, I was filling up.
Well, and I even had some of your fajitas, and I ordered the steak Carmelita. Oh my goodness! And you had some of that.
That was unbelievable.
That was really good. I'm telling you what, this is a great place to eat. Love me some Carmelitas.
I got to go a step further with that steak Carmelita. So it's an actual ribeye that's aged and marinated. They cook it to perfection, a perfect medium rare. They put sauteed mushrooms, onions, and then queso dip on top of it. You could cut it with your fork. It's that tender. Served with all your sides. Phenomenal. And then we also got to see pans of tacos, and they had fresh tamales coming out, and they were back on the grill just rocking and rolling. But this family, the Carmelitas family, they're all family. All the kids run it together with their significant others, their spouses. Their kids are always in there, and they've only been here since 2020, and they're already a hit on the west side.
Oh, they're always busy.
You can't go in there and get a table, and they don't give reservations. It's first come, first serve. We went in there on a Tuesday to get dinner about 6:45, and it was like an hour and 15-minute wait. There's people out the door. It's that good.
Oh, and it's worth it.
It absolutely is. Just great family-owned business. We really appreciate the folks at Carmelita's. You need to go check them out again off Highway 5 in Laurie, open Tuesday through Sunday at 11. And in the bar side, they've got over 100 different kinds of tequila. They do happy hour specials, so make sure you stop in. I ended up eating so much, they had to wheel me out of there, like literally.
I know. And you popped the tires on that two-wheeler, too. It put the strain on that two-wheeler.
That's hilarious. You are not right. A good chance he's right, though. All right, so they gave us T-shirts and everything, so we love the folks at Carmelita's. Make sure you stop by and see them there. All right,
yeah, we should have worn the T-shirts today.
Yeah, it doesn't fit anymore. All right, so we got a couple of neat events coming up. First, we've got Dr. Paula Brown that's going to be in just a minute to talk about her second annual art festival. She's going to tell us all about that. And then also on August 13th, Shamrock FC is bringing their promotion to the Lake of the Ozarks. We want to show you a little bit more about it right here.
For the first time ever, Shamrock FC will be wet and wild. Saturday, August 13th, live from the Regalia Resort at Lake of the Ozarks. It's the Shamrock FC Summer Bash. Come watch live mixed martial arts action poolside. This outdoor event is all ages and includes fireworks, food, drinks, a live DJ, the biggest swim-up pool bar in the Midwest, and live fights in the cage on the pool deck. Poolside cabanas are available for rent, or you can watch the fights from inside the pool. It's live mixed martial arts poolside at Lake of the Ozarks. Help us celebrate our 24th anniversary, Saturday, August 13th at the Shamrock FC Summer Bash, live at the Regalia Resort at Lake of the Ozarks.
All right, and now joined by my good friends, Dr. Paula Brown and my buddy Bill from Bill's Art Center. A lot of you guys have seen him there, but today we're here to talk about the second annual LOZ in Plein Air Art Festival. Thanks for joining us, guys.
Thank you.
All right, so Dr. Paula Brown, this has really been your event starting last year, and there's been some changes, so talk about those.
Well, we had to change it to a not-for-profit. So we created a committee and created a 501c, and so now we have LOZ Visual Arts Organization. So we can do lots of different art events in the lake area to beautify and to bring culture to the area. So that's the organization that this all falls under. Therefore, I have Bill Woods as vice president. I have Sasha Whittle as my treasurer. I have Susan Neese McKinney as my secretary. Carolyn Davenroy as my PR person out there. And so, and who have I missed?
And Julia Barton.
And Julia Barton with Artful Elements, who is our creative mind.
Oh, yeah.
And she creates our logos and our advertising. So we've got this wonderful team of creators, and so it's better than it's ever been. But we are brand new.
That's awesome. And so for those that don't know or didn't get to attend the first annual art festival, what can you guys kind of tell me about this event and what happened last year?
Okay, we had a very successful event, and Bill, chime in.
Yeah.
So we had we had a giant gala, a week-long event with artists coming into the lake area painting, and we sold lots of wonderful paintings. And Bill and I have some still at our shops. But this event, because we just are brand new and got off the ground, we're starting in with the second one. And we are not going to have this gala this year, simply because we are new off the ground, and we had a lot of little health issues and things like that that kind of put us back. So we are going to have a sale and a award ceremony at 1 o'clock on the 13th after the event is over, and kind of scaled it back a little bit, but have artists coming from all over the nation.
But we're still going to have 10 to 11 places that the artists are going to be painting at during the week, and we have those listed on our website, on Facebook. So if you go to Visual Arts,
And we've got all of those visuals we'll put on screen as well as you guys are talking about that. So Bill, talk about the in plein air theme as far as like artists come to these different spots and what the theme or kind of the setup or process.
Okay, the process is that the artists will come in on that Sunday, and then Monday they'll start going out different locations that we have already set up for them. So they will go and paint there at those locations. So you can go to any of those locations and probably see 15, 20 artists painting different subjects right around that area. And it's like to go to Hawatonka, some of the state parks, and like Wilmore Lodge, things like that.
Yeah.
And they'll go to those places during the week, and they'll paint once in the morning at one location, then go to a different location in the evening. That way, hopefully it's a little bit cooler because it is August.
Right.
So, but they will be able to paint at Bridal Cave this year again. And last year they actually got to go in the cave and paint, so they were just excited about that because it was hot out there.
Oh heck yeah!
And we've added on Stark Caverns, so they're going to go to Stark Caverns too. And Bill, he has an example of a painting. He bought one right off the easel.
Right. This is from last year's paint out.
Wow.
And
that's
cool.
that
artist did that in 2 hours.
Yeah, down there at Ozark land.
That's right in
square,
Camden, off the square. Yeah,
and that's Tammy Dickerson from Belton, Missouri.
And so that's the kind of art, and that'll be available for purchase. And there's also prizes tied to some of this. So talk about that, Dr. Brown.
Well, there will be a grand prize of $1,000, but in each acrylic, oil, pastel, watercolor, there's all these categories where they can get first, second, and third. And first is 500, second is 250, and third I think is 100. Right. So anyway, and we have a children's division on Wednesday where children will have a paint out at Wilmore Lodge, and first place is 250 and 150, and then 150. So they're we always want the children coming in because that's our future artists, and we're trying to build them up, and that's one of our goals, is to keep the art moving throughout the Lake of the Ozarks. And so we're housing this year. I've moved my business, so the event starts on the strip at Bagnell Dam Strip because that's where my business has moved to. So all the artists will start there and check in Sunday. And at the Bagnell Dam Strip at 1426 Bagnell Dam Boulevard at Lake Fine Art Academy and Galleria. And so anyway, that's where they will begin the effort. But then the rest of the week, they're out. They're everywhere.
And so this really is a week-long event, and there's so many different mini events and ways you can get involved, whether you want to participate or whether you want to look at purchasing some of the art that's actually painted and drawn and created through this event. So if someone wants to find out more, you mentioned there's a website and there's also a Facebook page, and you guys are pretty active on your Facebook page?
Yes.
And how
The Facebook page is where you're really going to find
So
everything.
go to Facebook, which is LOZ Visual Arts, and then if someone wants to reach out via email or phone, I see this email here. We'll put it on screen, info@lozvisualarts.org. Well, Dr. Paula Brown, Bill Woods from Bill's Art Center, guys, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We appreciate it.
On our next edition of our LOZ featured dock series presented by Quick Car Dock Cleaning, we check out Lake Famous Patriot Point at the 7-mile marker. Scott Hendricks and his family welcome us down to the dock to show us their setup and hopefully teach us how to fish. It's time for another LOZ featured dock presented by Quick Car Dock Cleaning this Sunday night at 7:17 p.m. only on Lake TV. Man, such a neat event. Both of those, of course, you can see the Summer Bash with Shamrock FC, and of course, Dr. Paula Brown. Always great getting to talk with her, and that event, of course, week-long in August. So, and you saw the LOZ feature doc coming up Sunday night, our second of our series with Scott Hendricks at Patriot Point. Great series so far. We've loved that. We got a lot of great feedback in that one. That guy's done it right there at the 7-mile marker.
I'm telling you, some really, really cool docs. That series is so neat, seeing what's out there and the wonderful people. I mean, you drive by them on the boat sometimes and you go, man, I'd sure like to pull over and look at that place. Well, now you get to, so it's great.
That's right, man. All right, so real quick, everyone's kind of getting excited for the NFL season. Once August gets here, that's where my
training camps, they're already open, baby.
They're in. So we did this last week on What's Burning as we filled in for KB, and this week we're going to do it here with you guys. So we're going to do our division leaders, or who we predict to win our divisions.
And I just want to point out who won our picks last year. Who is the reigning champion of the NFL picks on Lake TV?
A wise man once told me that the sun shines on a dog's butt every once in a while.
Every once in a while, at least
All right,
once,
so division winners in the AFC East, I got the Buffalo Bills, baby.
I do too. I have the Bills. I think the Dolphins are coming up and the Patriots are dropping off.
I like it. In the South, none other than the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Yeah, and I think I went with the Colts in there, didn't I?
Colts.
I can't believe you went with the Jags.
Yeah, much improved.
Wow.
You got rid of the issue, which is Coach Meyer.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of talent, a lot of young talent there. In the North, I like Joe Burrow. I like the Bengals.
Yeah, I do too. I think the Bengals are for real. Remember, they went to the Super Bowl last year, almost won that thing. They beat the Chiefs in the AFC Championship. I think Cincinnati's for real.
Very good. And then the West, I got to go with our hometown, Kansas City Chiefs. They're going to win that division. That may be all they win, though.
Yeah, I think I'm still going with the Chiefs, although the AFC West is the best division in football. Raiders got better. Denver got better with a new quarterback. San Diego's really, really good. I still think the Chiefs are the team to beat there.
Best division in football.
Yeah.
We both got the Chiefs in the NFC. The East, your Cowgirls are going to be in the cellar. I got Jalen Hurts and the Eagles.
I do too. I've got the Eagles there, and I think maybe the Cowboys are dropping off. Maybe.
He got his Eagles green on.
Yeah, there you go. Hey,
I knew this was coming.
I hate Philly, though. You know, I mean, you know.
City of brotherly.
Yeah, there you go.
In the South, we got the Tampa Bay Bucks. I think you do too, right?
Yeah, I do, because Brady's back, right? I mean, how can you bet against Tom Brady?
The GOAT,
Yeah,
Thomas Brady.
pretty much.
Doesn't get any better. In the North, kind of a surprise to a lot of people. I got the Vikings.
I'm still going with Green Bay just because they've still got Aaron Rodgers, but I do think the Packers are on the decline. Hopefully,
Discount double check.
Yeah, hopefully the Vikings are coming up, but I'm still going with the Packers this year.
No, baby. Kirk Cousins and the Minnesota Vikings, they got the North locked up. And then in the West, Trey Lance, the second-year quarterback, in the 49ers.
No, going with the Rams again. I think the 49ers are going to be in trouble with that quarterback change. We'll see how that goes.
The average age of the players on the Rams roster is 47, and they got rid of a bunch of guys as well. So, all right, my MVP is going to be Kirk Cousins.
Mine's Tom Brady.
My sleepers, Devin Singletary.
I don't have a sleeper.
And then my Super Bowl prediction, the Buffalo Bills over the Vikings.
Yeah, mine is the Bills over the Buccaneers.
I like it.
Yeah.
Got Josh Allen,
Yeah.
Tom Brady. Very good. Don't miss this week's Community Spotlight Show. Chris sits down with Judy Tezak from the Raising Hope Free Store, and then you can check out What's Burning as we welcome KB back, 7:02 a.m., 5:02, and 11:02 p.m. And then, of course, as we told you, football season right around the corner. The Coaches Show going to be started with Coach Shore, Coach Jolly. Then, of course, our live football broadcast about to be announced starts in September. So don't miss that and a whole lot more right here on Lake TV. For Jill Ray and the entire crew at Slumberland at the Lake, see you guys next week.